Armoire makes getting dressed easy. With a clothing rental membership from Armoire, build the perfect wardrobe with brands that are high quality, unique, and recommended just for you. All you have to do is take a 5-minute style quiz and select items from your dynamic personalized closet. The styles show up at your door in as little as 2 days. Then when you're ready for new clothes, just swap them out for more new to you styles. Now, I went on a girls trip to Santa Fe recently and I rented all of my outfits from Armoire. It was so much fun putting together a mix of casual and formal looks, and my favorite was this pair of white, wide-legged jeans from Paige that went well with everything. Now, I wouldn't normally own anything white because I can be kind of clumsy, but with Armoire, I just ship it back and they'll take care of keeping the pants in pristine condition. Right now, our listeners can give Armoire a try and get up to 50% off their first month. That's up to $125 off. Just visit armoire.style/dateable. That is armoire.style, spelled ARMOIRE.style/DATEABLE to get up to 50% off your first month and never worry about what to wear again. Try Armoire today.
Could your daily routine be full of hormone disruptors? There are more than 1,000 hormone disruptors living rent-free in our environment right now. In our food, our water, the air we breathe, the clothes we wear, our skincare, they all mess with our hormones. The good news is we don't have to suffer through it anymore because now we have Hormone Harmony, a formula made only with herbal ingredients that are shown to reduce hormonal symptoms of women of all ages. Since I've been using Hormone Harmony, I have felt more balanced, and other women feel the same way. The biggest benefit, they say, is feeling like myself again. That's what women mention over and over in their reviews, and there are over 30,000 reviews for Hormone Harmony. For a limited time, you can get 15% off your entire first order at happymammoth.com. Just use the code DATEABLE at checkout. That's happymammoth.com and use the code DATEABLE for 15% off today. What a week. Julie here with a Quickie, and this has truly been just such a magical week with the release and launch of How to Be Dateable, the essential guide to finding your person and falling in love. And it truly has been surreal to have our book in the world. I just wanted to do a Quickie to just drop in and say, first of all, thank you. Thank you for everyone who has supported us and bought the book and just posted on social, all the things, the outpour of people reaching out and sharing how much they've been enjoying the book. We have seen the post in the Facebook group and they make us so happy. We even had one member, Julia, we could give her a shout out. She found one of those little Easter eggs that were in there around the Facebook group. So again, so happy to see the response. And I'm just getting texts from my friends, ones that bought the book, that have been listening to the podcast. Some of them even married and in serious relationships. And they're like, I'm a dreamer, I'm an achiever. And I love it. I love getting the swirl of messages, and a lot of them just being like, this is what I would have needed when I was dating. It feels so like you're really just hitting all the points, and it just makes me feel good, I guess, one, that it resonates, but also even for like the people that aren't in it right now, you can reflect on how far you've gone. So whether you're single, dating, newly dating someone, or, even married, How to Be Dateable. We're excited to, have it resonate for you and reach you however you want. I think though, for everyone that's in the thick of dating, like in the trenches right now, this book is going to be a game changer. And that's what really kept us going through all the rewrites and the challenging parts of the process. So again, so happy to hear that people are, really enjoying it. So launch day. Okay. People have asked, what was launch day like? I took myself to the spa, and, I'm going to thank my sister-in-law, Hannah, and shout out because I know she is listening. She is a number one dateable fan, and I love that so much. But she asked me a couple weeks ago, like, what are you doing to celebrate? And I started to go into like, well, we're doing this event in LA and this one in SM. And she's like, no, what are you doing to celebrate? And I was like, okay, I need to take a day. I need to take some time for myself. It doesn't even have to be a whole day, but a little day, part of the day, just relax and reflect and appreciate how far I've come. Like I'm an achiever in dating, but also in life. And I think one of the things I struggle with is just being like, like, oh, we have done a lot. We have made it far. I'm always like, what's next? What's next? And just stopping to appreciate it. And I had one of my best friends, Kate, I'll give her a shout out too. She was like in a group text. She's like, I remember when you said you wanted to write a book years ago and you make things happen. I'm like, oh, I needed to hear that because you forget sometimes. So anyways, it was great to just be in the pool. I went to this spa for the Bay Area people that might know. It's called Cavallo Point in Marin. It is magic there. And it is a little pricey normally. So I am a little on a budget right now and not trying to do that. But they do have a day pass. That's actually a pretty good deal. And it's only available in the week. So I'm like, okay, I'll maximize it. So I slowed down a bit. I was in their meditation pool, relaxing, hot tub, all the things. And I was checking my phone a little because it was hard not to on that day. But it was really nice to just, relax. I did get a text message though from my uncle that really made my day because he sent a photo in the Upper East Side location of Barnes and Nobles. And he walked in, and right when he walked in, our book was like prominently in the personal growth section, literally next to books from like Mark Manson and Arthur Brooks and Oprah. Those are two of my favorite books. And UA's favorite, Outlive. Like, it was insane being next to this caliber of author. So yeah, I think sometimes like dating books, people are like, oh, it's a dating book, whatever. But this like showed that this is, people are truly seeing what this book is. It's not just a dumb dating book. It is personal development. It is growth. It is a movement, a cultural like existence of modern dating and what we're in today. So of course it's a dating book, but there's just so much more depth to it. And we're glad that we were put on that section of the bookstore. And it just made my day when I was at the meditation pool, and I might have shed a tear or two. But the best part too was that Gavin Newsom, the governor of California and rumored presidential candidate in 2028, his wife was at the spa, and I overheard like the guy ordered food from this. I wouldn't have even known it was her had I not heard this, but he was like taking a call before I placed my order, and he's like, we can't mess this up. We can't mess this up. Like, just comp whatever. Like, it's Gavin Newsom's wife. So I'm like, okay. So I looked her up and I was like, yep, that's definitely her. And I had How to Be Dateable there. And I thought about it for a second. I'm like, oh my God, this would be a great opportunity to just like slip her a copy and be like, I'm just going to gift this to you. But I couldn't build up the courage, guys. I couldn't do it. I chickened out. I also feel like it might have been kind of insulting to give it to her. I don't know. The title's a little tough with that, but also like her husband is known to like cheat on her all the time. So maybe I should have given it to her. I don't know. Anyways, too, I looked up her children because I'm like, maybe she could give it to her daughter. And like the oldest one's 9. So I was like, I don't know. I'm just gonna leave this. So yeah, I chickened out, but it's okay. It's okay. It was interesting part of the day. But anyways, after that, I went to Chestnut Street in the Marina, decided to pop into Books Inc., which is one of my favorite bookstores in the city. And we have been talking about doing an event with them in April. But when I walked in, the book was right there, right at the beginning of the store at the entrance. And it was, so beautifully displayed. I could see it all. And then I also missed, I didn't even see it till later, but one of the copies was right in the window as you walked by next to a heart for Valentine's Day, which is, so happy. One of our contacts there, she was actually in the store. So she asked if I wanted to sign the copies, and I wasn't expecting it, but I'm like, yeah, let's do it. So I signed them. I realized that I really need to work on my signature because it's pretty bad. But anyways, it was really fun to do that. It just, I don't know, it was like that. It made the day really exciting to do that. So they got a little gold sticker too that they were signed by the author. So we'll be doing more signings at other book events coming out, but it was a nice little preview for me to soiree into that. And then I ended the night celebrating with my partner, who he also went out and found the book during his lunch break at Book Passage in the Ferry Building. And he brought me a celebratory rose to dinner, which was so sweet. And we went to this really cute Mexican place, Zika it's called. So shout out to them. Really good if you're in Embarcadero area. And it did just, I don't know, the whole thing, it brought me tears to my eyes because I just felt so like fortunate to have a partner who will celebrate me. And it reminded me again of like why we're doing what we're doing and like why write this book, because like everyone should experience this type of relationship where you truly feel seen, heard, and appreciated. It's 100% doable. That is all we want, is for people to, find that relationship that works for them ultimately, because it can be a game changer. So what a day. Thank you again for your support. This is just the beginning. We're reminding ourselves that like we've been working on this book for 3 years, but it's just making it to you today. In fact, my partner ordered one on Amazon. He didn't actually get it till day of. He got it a day later. So we know that they're trickling in for people still. So we're excited to see. Definitely share photos of you in the book with us, like post them in our Facebook group. We've been having people send them through Instagram. However you want to reach us, we love seeing it, and it's really making our hearts warm. So thank you. And yeah, we'll be announcing some events that we have planned in our newsletter that goes out tomorrow. So make sure to sign up for that if you're not already on it. And yeah, let's take a quick break and we can hear Yue's experience.
Wow. What an insane week this has been. I think this is more exciting than my birthday. I'm not lying. Just the amount of support, the messages we've been getting. I did not expect this or predict this at all. And I think one of my biggest fears was not seeing our book in the bookstores. It just feels like it's not real unless you see it at a bookstore. And we are in many bookstores. Oh my gosh, so grateful for that. I think it became real for me when Julie texted me that picture her uncle took at a Barnes & Noble on the Upper East Side in New York, where our book is amongst all these other incredible authors who I really admire and these books that I've fallen in love with, like Outlive, Ikigai, and also, to be right next to Arthur Brooks is hilarious and so magical at the same time because at home I have his book next to our book like they're dating, like they're a couple. And I think I manifested this because now our book is next to his book at that Barnes & Noble. This is also really meaningful for me too because my mom, I think for my parents, it's really hard for them to really understand what this all means. Like their daughter wrote a book about dating. To them, it's like, what? Is that real? Like, is it legit? And I think along this whole process, they've been really proud, but also at the same time, like they know nothing about the publishing industry here in the US. They don't know anything about dating and the state of dating as we know it. So when I showed my mom that photo of us next to Build the Life You Want, by Arthur Brooks and Oprah, she almost cried because she actually gifted me this book a few years ago because she read so much about it and she knew it was going to be really meaningful for me. But now to see her daughter's book right next to the book that she gifted me, I think she was very emotional. And I think for a little bit, she didn't know how to brag about the book to her friends, but now she had an excuse. So if anybody's familiar with WeChat, it's like with what all Chinese people use to communicate. And it's also like a social network. But my mom and her friends use WeChat to spread the news or to share their stories and daily lives, whatever. And not whatever. That sounded really condescending. No, it is their way of sharing their lives with their friends and their relatives. And so we were actually in San Diego, my mom and I, on the day the book came out, and she spent an hour crafting this message of how to broadcast the news to her friends. And she found an angle with the Arthur Brooks book by saying, I'm so proud that, a few years ago, I gifted my daughter this book, knowing that this was such a profound book for her. And now my daughter has a book next to his. So that was definitely a highlight of Pub Day. Another highlight I would say would be my high school friend, Megan Murray. I want to give her a shout out. She's been a book lover all her life, and she actually opened up a bookstore in my hometown in Fort Collins, Colorado, and she featured our book. And she featured our book at the bookstore. The store is called Bookstore on the Square. It's in Old Town, Fort Collins. For anybody who's familiar with Fort Collins, go check it out. Megan, you rock. It's just so cool to see all of us come full circle like this. And thank you so much for featuring our book at your bookstore. And for all of those married friends who tagged us with you holding the book, thank you. You know that you think this doesn't apply to you. We always say you never stop dating your spouse. Your support means the world to us. Like my friend Lucy took a picture of the book in front of her family photo with her husband and 2 kids. Love it. Oh, it's so good. It's just so good. And if you find our book out in the wild or if you got it on your doorstep, can you please take a picture with it and just tag us? It just makes it so much more real. They're just so fun to see. Yeah, it's just surreal. Surreal is the word for right now. I know that this is a marathon, not a sprint. And now that our book is out in the world, there's more stuff for us to do to push the message out and to build our platform. But it's worth it because the message is worth it and you all are worth it. And this journey has been worth it. And after this initial excitement dies down, I know that, it's the first week. There's, again, more work to be done and we are here for it. And we're here to devote our mission to helping people find love and to believe in love and to not give up on love. So thank you all. Can't say it enough. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And keep tagging us in those photos.